Listen to the Gotham Press podcast, a safe space for littles.
What's love got to do with it? What's love but a second-hand emotion? Daddy-son duets all night long.
Warning for underage listeners. This is an adult-oriented podcast. There will be frequent references to kink, sex, crude language, and various other grotesqueries. If you're under 18 and looking for answers and upfront advice about sex, please visit scarletteen.com. Also, for the dude bro listeners out there, this is nerdy shit. Go away.
Welcome to the Gotham Press Podcast.
This is a verbal orgy about anything like the Grafenberg spot,
The difference between Star Trek and Star Wars,
the finer points of throwing a pair of floggers, and just whatever the hell we find to talk about.
That said, if you have a desire to learn these and many more kinktastic nerdgasms, stay tuned.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Yes, are you ready?
Yeah, okay.
Is that me? You don't have a voice because you didn't talk in the mic.
I tried.
Dude, seriously. Reach over that way, just a freckle.
Just so I can
Yes,
be
please.
like right next to
Just
her.
one
Have the sexy
single
girls get closer to
freckle.
each other.
Now take your clothes off.
It's cold.
Damn.
Turn up the heat, greedy.
But Daddy, it's cold outside.
Oh, I thought that was offensive.
It is.
Have you ever known me to give a shit
Are the
what's
rest
offensive?
of our things that we're saying not offensive?
I hope
It
they
depends
are.
on who you're asking.
Baby, it's cold outside.
Okay, Daddy. I'll put on a jacket.
Good.
Where's
Good
my
boy.
sweater?
We're going to get too far into little space, and then we're not going to be able to talk about pets, you guys.
So, listeners, hi. Gotham Press Podcast with guests. We have guests, greedy.
Oh, God. We have guests.
They came. We keep getting more guests.
We don't have enough microphones for all the guests.
We're a
We
little
need to
bit
get
like
more.
cockroaches.
Turn on the light and they scatter?
Yes.
I don't think that works. The lights are all on.
Well,
The
but we
lights are
can't-
on, but no one's home.
Except us.
Well, we should introduce our guest.
Yes, I really think we should. Well, we have... what did you change your fet name to?
Brat of Steel.
Brat of Steel. That's right. After Lestrega, I believe,
Yes.
said you that she needed a
softer brat.
So, should we just
This
refer?
brat's made of steel.
Bring me a softer brat.
So, greedy. Should we just refer to him as Super Brat for the evening?
Or just brat, because S's make really annoying sounds in microphones.
Steel.
Jack Steel.
No, because then I feel like a husky.
This will be your new porn name. Jack Steel.
Wow.
The one with the shoulder dick.
Great American Challenge.
And then we have an odd one,
Ducky.
Ducky.
Ducky, odd one.
Squeak, squeak.
And then we have that princess one.
Just that princess one? That is so rude.
Are you not just that princess one?
I'm an anemic princess, and I mean, I feel like that's kind of special, at least a little bit. Even if you don't think it's special, which I guess is fine. Just came out here to have a good time, and already I'm feeling very attacked right now. So
I just came out to get attacked, and I'm having a really good time right now.
We're having fun, right?
Having loads of fun.
And as
Oh
always,
no, fun's against the rules.
not here. And as always, I am Captain Awesome.
Mommy.
And
Hi, I'm Greedy.
He's the greediest daddy.
oh
Greediest
my.
daddy of all.
So, listeners, hi. Have you missed us? I know you missed us because I
Did
did a
we,
shitty
though?
job of uploading.
as always,
Generally, yeah. And I'm okay with this. Not really, but I am. But you know where you can find those shitty uploads? Everywhere on the internet. I mean, you can find us on FetLife, the Gotham Press.
Not on Tumblr, though.
We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that, child. You can find us on Twitter, Gotham Press Pod. You can find us on Facebook, Facebook, Gotham Press Podcast. And did you know we actually have a YouTube channel?
What?
We do. We don't have any actual video, but we have all the audio that gets automatically uploaded there.
You should just put video of me just like wiggling.
You know what,
the
child?
whole time.
I'm willing to do this if you're willing to wiggle.
I'm always willing to wiggle. Dancing brat.
Interesting.
But hey, guess what? It's December.
Oh my God, it is. It's almost like it's time for a holiday or seven.
It's time for
Or 7.
some ho-ho-hos.
Oh my, the ho-ho-hos.
Santa broke into a brothel last night.
Broken?
Ho ho ho.
He took all their broth.
That's what they're calling it these days, broth.
So, Greedy, with the holidays, how are you planning to celebrate this year?
Well, I'm going to sleep. I'm going to relax. I'm going to go over to my mistress's house, and I'm going to spend some time with her family. I'll probably wind up going over to my family at some point. I don't know exactly when. They haven't told me yet, so we'll find out together, I guess. And then I'm going to have a very light get-together with my kink family here at the headquarters.
I'm going to miss that.
Yeah, fuck you.
Hey.
That's how I came to be.
What's that, Ducky?
I want to
Ducky,
Okay.
you can go.
You're welcome to come.
Oh my.
And come and come and come.
Over and
stay.
over?
Over and over and over.
That was
Until
kinda
you're
creepy.
glaring at everyone and trying to get out of the ropes holding you to the Sibian.
And again.
What about you, Princess? What are you doing for the holidays?
I get to have the great honor of working all Christmas Day, since that's the kind of job I have. But luckily, since I'm not someone who has, a bunch of people that I need to take care of necessarily during the holidays, that's okay.
Okay. Ducky?
She's coming to headquarters, didn't you hear?
Yeah, other than coming here,
Over and over?
basically gonna be a repeat of Thanksgiving. My mom will come up from out of town and spend a couple of days, because literally it took till Thanksgiving until she realized that she hadn't seen me since last Christmas.
Oh.
Wow. I'm so sorry.
Busy. Like, tons of work on both of our ends, and then she retired earlier this year, so she's like, wait, now I have all the free time. I can go see my kid. So she'll come up for a couple of days. My husband and his father will spend all of 2 or 3 days in the kitchen, because there will be just a nonstop flow of ridiculous amounts of food.
Good food?
Yep.
I certainly hope so.
They told her to make them a sandwich, so she made them subs.
Somehow, that would not surprise me. What about you?
I have an enormous family, and I will spend all of Christmas Eve with them to open presents, like a huge family. Like, if I wasn't there, they might not notice for a long while.
Until a present came by with your name?
Well, that's kind of rare, so.
Oh, that's not good.
I have 8 siblings, 21 nieces and nephews, I believe at last count, and a great niece, so things get lost, things get mixed up, people buy tiny presents, and then they get lost in the tree, and you don't find them ever. So,
Wow.
it just happens.
So, what do you want for Christmas?
A Totoro onesie. It's in my wish list. He
what?
has it.
Totoro?
I have no idea what this is.
See, there's this thing called anime.
No.
You don't know about that.
It's the Kigurumi. So it's the really big onesie style, and it looks like Totoro. He's like a big, like, stuffy looking animal with like big ears, and he's real cute. He's got a big squishy belly, and it's really cute, and I want it.
Okay.
I have a wish list. You can get it from Mommy.
I will check that out as soon as I have money for something.
Yeah, I'll have to see that wish list.
Oh, Greedy,
Yeah.
can you tell the listeners about the new accessory that you're sporting on your thumb?
My Hello Kitty Band-Aid? Well, I was making nachos earlier this evening, pork rind nachos, because, keto, hell yeah. And I got a little overzealous with the grater.
He's a great cook.
Long story short, I had greedy nachos.
They were
Put
delicious.
just that much of himself into them.
My blood, sweat, and tears.
As long as it
And
wasn't
skin.
something else.
Literally.
Don't forget skin.
And skin. I got skin in the game.
Big skin?
Skin in the pigskin.
Yeah.
I have skin in the pigskin. I literally have skin in the pigskin.
Yeah, because pork rinds.
Aren't you called like long pig? Isn't that the cannibal name for human?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're
Is it?
right.
Apparently, we taste like really nice
Pork.
pork.
Hey, I wonder if you're allergic to people.
That's a good question. Let's find
I
out.
feel like I probably am allergic to people because sometimes around others and I'm just like, ugh, I feel like shit.
Work there long enough, you'll be actively allergic to people.
Oh, I just realized I never said what I'm doing for the holidays.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Me, I'm going to be...
He's leaving us.
You
don't
don't
like
like us.
No,
He doesn't
trust me.
love us anymore.
I don't really want to go spend the holidays with my family, but I'm going to spend the holidays with my family.
You better give your mother a hug for me. I mean, I know I've never met her, and I've only ever talked to her on the phone a couple of times.
But
she
he
is
did help
freaking
create
awesome.
her grandson.
And she did create you, so you better give her a fucking hug.
I'll give her a hug for me. I don't know about for you.
Well, tell
That's
her
mean,
I
Mommy.
said Merry Christmas, and you know, and this is not in a kinky or sexual manner, but your mom is fucking awesome,
That she is.
But that's his mom.
but not like that. Or is she?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Now that we've cleared that up,
Yeah. Now I'm going to be there with family for 4 days, and then I decide to extend out so I can visit my kink family back there for the rest of the time through New Year's.
Nice. Are you going to take a microphone with you? You know, do a little
reconnection.
sight spot reconnection.
I don't know.
No, the answer is yes,
I can't see the future.
but you're going
That's
to.
because you wear glasses.
This may be true. This may be true.
God. So, I have a new spot that I'm introducing. Anytime we have guests on the podcast, I'm going to have the guests pick black or white. So, guests,
You
black
racist
or
fuck.
white?
Black.
Black. Odd one. Black.
Why
Princess.
not? I'll do black too.
Black. We
Always
have
bet
three
on black.
blacks. Always bet on black. Okay. So, the entire point of this is you are going to fill out a card for our house's Cards Against Humanity deck. And we're going to see how they play. So, if you would please,
Oh, good. It's got a
Do you
white
have
space. I was
pins
like,
for them?
I have a pen.
a single pen. We must fight to the death.
So-
you can just take it first. You're welcome.
Okay.
Now, if you don't know about Cards Against Humanity, then fuck you. Why the hell are you listening to this podcast?
Because they want to learn.
The black cards are the blank cards, the answer cards. You're given a statement, and you've got to fill in the blank. Example being, there is no God. It's just blank, and then you die. Or
It's just an Arctic fox with a pig squeaky, and then you die.
okay, you need a white card if you're writing that.
Oh, you're right. I do need a white card.
Did you write that?
It's smeared off because this pen isn't very good. So,
Oh. Okay, I think we need a different pen.
yes, I will find
so what you're saying is you started this thing without being prepared.
You know, I hadn't tried that pen on these cards. So
You gave me one that's written on.
Oh, my bad. Oh, do you have your submission?
No.
I want
I'm
to trade now
switching.
too.
Oh, you're trading too.
They all want
Okay,
white.
well,
very
there's two for the two of you.
Yay! Sharpie.
Sharpie? Do we have a very, very fine point Sharpie? No, that's going to be massive.
Try this.
That might work. Oh,
I don't
something
know.
done. You gotta do it yourself.
You should have done it ahead of time. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, I should have.
Well, while we're waiting on you to do whatever it is you're doing, Hey, listeners. I know I've said this in the past, but if you really want to get in contact with us, you can always email us. GothamPressPodcast@gmail.com.
Fuck.
That just wipes right
Nobody
off.
wants to fuck you, Greedy.
I think you'll find that that's not true.
Let me pray that. I don't want to fuck you, Greedy.
But I need a baby brother. I got 2 sisters. I am outnumbered.
I got nothing to help you with. Talk to your father.
We're outnumbered. You got mommy and daddy. We're outnumbered.
But I need a sibling like me.
But we like you a lot.
So I can bite him.
Hey, Princess. I think this is one you, I, and the Brad here are really going to have an opinion about.
Mm-hmm.
Poor Tumblr.
You have already heard some of my opinions about that. You have heard me cry over that. You have seen all the memes.
But they haven't. The listeners have not.
Oh my goodness.
So for anybody that doesn't know, as of December 17th,
Which will probably have passed by the time this gets posted.
Oh, definitely.
I'm
There's
gonna
no way he's
try.
going to put this on time.
I'm going to try.
Try. He says.
Yeah, December 17th of 2018, Tumblr is going PG-13.
No.
That means
Sad, sad,
no
slow
more porn
death.
for Tumblr. No more titties, no more dicks, no more pussies.
No
more BDSM. at
female
all.
presenting nipples.
Oh, yes, female presenting nipples.
That's like the phrase of the day.
That's going to be the phrase of the end of the year.
Basically, because that's what we're all going to
Do
be
it,
crying
trust
about
me.
the whole time.
Yeah, because we will miss those female presenting nipples.
Well, my problem is that everything that they're flagging, because it's like, it's one thing if they flag all the adult content, which I already don't agree with. It's the fact that they're flagging. See where mine's at. Anyway, it's the fact that they're flagging a bunch of content that really isn't, lumped into their new terms of service either. It seems like anything that has a warm tone to it that could possibly potentially be skin is they're flagging all of it.
Guitars.
Literal guitars are being flagged because of their new automated system.
Wait,
that they're
what?
doing.
Baby
Sand dunes.
bunnies.
Sand dunes.
Sand dunes.
And that's just how poor their new AI system thing is working.
Ankles. Women's ankles are now inappropriate. Again.
Again.
Well, that's
In
a
the
religious thing.
interior of cars.
Telling you, when December 18th comes around, I'm going to post one really risque ankle picture.
Yes.
As a big fuck you to Tumblr. How dare you?
This is going to be we're going to make a name for it. This is Anklegate.
Anklegate.
Anklegate 2018.
No, I just feel like it's, on my blog, of course, there's a lot of not safe for work content that's on there. But I was very irritated that, almost all of my original posts that I put up there, most of which are fairly okay, they're not, I wouldn't even call them risky, some of them are being flagged. There's a picture of a Pacis that Brat made me, and they flagged that, and I was like, it's a pacifier with a panda on it.
You fully clothed, but with rope on you.
Precisely, yeah, that's the other thing. Everything that had to do with rope was completely flagged too. And so there's a bunch of stuff from, doing rope practice and...
Rope's too hot.
I know. Rope is just too hot. People can't handle it. They'd hate to go to a shipyard. They just freak out.
They just flip the fuck out and they have to hide their eyes. And
Yeah.
they start screaming expletives at people.
So, Brad, what on your blog was being flagged?
Oh, I listed most of it.
Mm-hmm.
Baby bunnies. An already censored piece of artwork.
Already censored?
Yes,
Like black
with
bars.
black bars over anything that could be sensitive of a great piece of artwork, like an old antique piece of artwork that's really famous. Cherubs, with their dicks censored out. No cherub dicks for you anymore. None for you. Baby bunnies. My brother runs a blog about guitars. Every single picture he ever posted of all of his guitars got flagged.
Wow.
See, I thought you were joking about that initially, but wow.
Completely serious.
Well, I can understand how sand dunes could get flagged. They're kind of hot.
That's
nice and curvy.
burn your feet.
Yummy. Looks like flesh too. If you wear glasses and you take those glasses off, awesome. This goes to you. If you take those glasses off, it might look almost like a body.
Yeah, no.
A
I'm
dead
okay.
body, too.
Wow.
Whoa.
So they're flagging necrophilia as well?
This
Damn
just
it.
got dark.
Well, if it's PG-13, I assume so.
If it's PG-13 necrophilia.
No death for you.
And I mean, there's a few issues with the Tumblr thing, namely that, you know, okay, they're gonna get rid of all adult content, anything to be perceived as being adult content. Yet all the neo-Nazi blogs,
Oh,
they
yes.
are allowed to stay up and keep on spreading whatever they want all over Tumblr, and they're just like, no, it's fine. Since we're trying to make it super kid friendly, we'll let all these children come on here and learn all about the neo-Nazis.
Ooh.
So,
Yep.
Heil Tumblr?
Yeah, basically at this point, right?
Wow.
You can still type white supremacy into the search bar and get a myriad of results.
Yeah.
That's just horrible.
Awful, awful things using hate speech with very grotesque pictures even. And
Yes.
they're not getting flagged or taken down. But meanwhile, you know, like, Tumblr, that's my emotional support porn you're taking away from me. I needed this.
Yep.
Like,
Well,
Emotional
the problem
support
is
porn.
on Tumblr, it's one of the few platforms that you can access queer color porn
precisely.
made by the users of Tumblr to represent everyone. Trans men, trans women, but not in the over fetishized way that makes everyone uncomfortable, but in the way
They're real
that-
people.
we really want to be presented, and it
Wait
was
a second,
nice.
Wait a second. You mean they're real people?
Yes, Daddy, we are.
I fucking love you. I hope you caught the tones of sarcasm there. I was laying it on pretty thick.
Yeah, he was being sarcastic about loving you.
Oh,
Oh, you dick. You colossal dick.
Well, it's not my fault.
he's
for being
almost the
sarcastic.
American challenge.
Almost the Great American Challenge.
Yes, but being able to see people practicing their rope work on bodies that looked like mine,
Yeah.
on bodies that looked like princesses, on bodies that looked like duckies, that's gone.
And it was one of those things where it's like, you know, it's not even just like inclusive. It's, you know, it's positive and is one of those type of things where if you, I don't know, I'm someone where I learn from watching other people. So when it came to the rope specifically, being able to watch other people's tutorials on different kinds of body types and, you know, it's some people, I mean, okay, basically my favorite thing about Tumblr was that whenever you looked up the BDSM tag, essentially, there's so many different kinds of people that were in that tag that you wouldn't see them if you were, like, you know, just to go look up BDSM porn on any random porn site. You know, I mean, because, like, I think that people tend to think that everyone who's into BDSM is, you know, straight, right, hetero, and able-bodied.
Yeah.
And, you know, on Tumblr, I mean, I followed, you know, there was a girl with cerebral palsy that was super into rope. And
Oh,
so
hell
she,
yeah.
and she spent a very long time. It's hard for her, but she spent a lot of time just trying to practice rigging herself to, like, her wheelchair and everything else like that. And it was really wonderful to see that just amount of inclusivity.
And now it's gone.
Yep. Well, it's
Well,
about to
not
be gone.
yet. Will be gone.
In about
Soon.
a week, it's
Actually,
gonna be
no.
gone.
Wait, here's the thing.
By the
Per
time
tu-
the listeners hear this,
Shut up, Rudy. Per the words from Tumblr, it's not going to be gone. It's going to be private.
It's going to be private, yeah. But meanwhile,
Only
the blogs I
viewable
followed
by
have
you.
already gone to take it down. So they got a little thing like, hey, by this day, your entire blog's going to be taken down because there's just that much adult content on it.
I am shocked that I have not received one of those, to be honest.
all right, so what can we do as a community to overcome this?
Go to the new websites that are going to be forming.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's one of the things you can support the new websites, or you can make sure that, I mean, obviously, a lot of websites that we use, like FetLife, you're going to get a large influx of people. Just
Oh,
because
yeah.
there's,
Oh,
like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
this is...
All of the messages we're gonna get.
Oh, yeah.
What was
the
that, Ducky?
messages.
Oh, the pervy messages we're all gonna get.
Well, it's going to be a whole new wave of, oh my god, you're a woman, here, look at my dick.
Essentially.
Or, oh my God, you're a guy. Are you interested in doming me? I've gotten those messages before.
Can I do CBT on you? I'll send you one of my fake dicks. Have fun.
So get this. I don't have I ever told anybody or told the podcast that I have that second account on FetLife?
Which one?
Money.
Yeah, we talked about it because you hated it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But tell us again.
Well, I've got even more blind outreach asking if I'm a sugar daddy.
Oh, man.
Wow,
set
your
yourself up for
name
that,
your
though.
name is Money. Do you want to help me? Do you want to dominate me from a distance and send me money?
Oh,
No.
Listen up, everybody. If my daddy ever became a sugar daddy, he is claimed. He is owned
now,
by at least 2 of the people sitting at this table.
so Greedy, did
Yeah.
I tell you about the? I've told you about the message that I got just from making the profile for the headquarters, our play space.
Oh yeah, you've told me about a few of them.
Yeah, so I understand. We understand. We're gonna get so many.
Oh, I know.
But I think that what we should do with that, since we know that there's going to be a huge influx of possibly not super educated people, is that we just have to keep on making sure that we can educate others. You know, we're never going to get a bunch of crazy messages, but we can't necessarily blame people for just not understanding or not knowing.
This is true.
So you just have to foster more of a
What do you
educational
mean
type
I
of space.
Can't blame them? What do you mean I can't blame them for being dumb?
Fair point.
Well, to be honest, Tumblr was a place with a lot of anonymity, a lot of easy ways to message people without your face or your name, and a lot of people are going to swap over to new platforms and try to utilize that same thing, and newer platforms aren't as easy to hide your face on.
No, definitely not.
That is true. But,
So,
yeah.
I was just gonna say to that Tumblr, we're gonna miss you.
Adios.
Yep.
We salute who you were back when everybody still called the creator daddy and Yahoo hadn't bought you yet.
Wait, so was the Tumblr? Why can't I think of the guy's name? Movie guy.
Oh, that's helpful.
Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
No, he
I
didn't.
love Daddy Goldblum.
I would let that man do wicked things to me.
Oh, yeah.
As he's sitting there lecturing you about why you need to have your own laptop to invade the alien ship.
So hot.
So, tell me more.
Give me the Great American Challenge and talk in my ear, Jeff Goldblum.
You know what I'm gonna do? When I do post this, I'm gonna tag Jeff Goldblum on Twitter.
Do it.
Do it.
Oh my god.
He loves when people call him daddy.
He has said it. I love when my fans call me Daddy. I'm just like, okay, Daddy. We'll keep on doing this. It's fine.
I wonder how many new listeners we're going to get just from tagging Jeff Goldblum in this episode.
So many.
We will find out.
Suddenly, we have a constant stream of 400,000 downloads every month.
Suddenly, we have money coming in, so we can make the podcast.
You know,
better.
that would be epic. We could actually afford a recording studio and not just do it in the dining room.
But it's
in
such
our
a good
studio.
dining room.
Our
Oh,
secret
I'm
studio.
sorry. Our secret studio. Yes.
We're so high budget.
There's
my
a
God.
microwave in here.
Hey.
And a mini fridge.
Wow.
No, a full-on fridge.
Both.
Are you okay, Gree? Are you having a moment?
I am suddenly looking at a beer.
Suddenly?
I might need to go get a beer.
What, you mean?
Not yet. We got more to talk about.
You mean one of your big things of mead?
Jeff Goldblum.
Sexy daddy.
The fun times. Hey, Gree.
Yes.
I think we should probably get back to topics, though.
Yeah, I think we should.
Wait,
Jeff
you guys
Goldblum.
have topics?
Well, on occasion we do.
Topics
Like-
such as Jeff Goldblum.
Like real,
I can
like
take it
professional
away.
podcast people?
Almost.
You like plan this out and stuff? I thought this was just like
Off the
off
cuff.
the cuff, like spur of the moment shit.
It is mostly, but we have bullet points that we try to hit. So
Aren't you supposed to use the bullets to hit the points?
let's start with Princess.
Yes.
So Princess, you are a handler.
I am a handler now, kinda, yeah.
So what is a handler?
Well, I think that the best way to explain a handler is you should probably explain what a pet is first.
So you're a pet handler?
Yes.
Okay. So, well, what is a pet?
I'm actually going to go ahead and let my pet explain that. Brat, would you like to go ahead and explain that?
They're putting me on the spot, you guys.
I believe in you.
The
You
spot
can
on
do
the
it.
floor. They're like, stand here. They're positioning me properly. A pet, in this instance, is a person who has a pet headspace and plays as a pet occasionally. For me personally, I play as an Arctic fox, and Anemic Princess handles me when I'm in that headspace. Make sure that I have safety gear on so I don't hurt myself, that I have water, that I don't overheat, things like that. But really, it's pretty much getting down on the floor and playing with squeaky toys.
So, as a pet, do you need any special equipment for that?
So much.
What kind of equipment do you have?
Every session that I play as a pet, I wear wrist wraps to make sure that my wrists are safe and supported. I have gloves that I wear over that. I wear knee pads. I keep my feet covered in socks. I have a cold blanket that my handler shakes out and puts on me if I get too hot. I have a water bottle specifically that I can drink out of when I'm a pet. And I have treats that are appropriate for the type of pet that I am.
You say a water bottle specifically for being a pet. Is it a special type of water bottle, or?
It's one of the ones that flips open and has a straw that goes down into it, because we learned really quickly that foxes like to pull straws out of things and then chew them up and throw them around and then knock the container over and spill liquid all over the floor.
Nice.
So I got a water bottle that the top flips open. It has rubber covering the part that has the straw, and then he is able to drink water out of it.
So you said you learned that foxes like to do this. Are you not the fox?
No. I am not the fox.
He's a brat.
I'm the brat.
That's who's speaking to you as a brat. If it was a fox speaking, it would sound very different, frankly.
Yeah, I
Lots
can't
of
help but agree
shrieking.
with that.
So much shrieking.
So much shrieking.
Headspaces, much like a rope headspace or a submissive headspace, are different for everyone, but most pets that I've spoken to, it's kind of like sitting in the backseat of a car while somebody else drives. So you can see what's happening, you can hear what's happening, you can think about responses, but that animal that you play as is in charge.
And in Jack's case, since he's sitting in the back of a car, there is a screeching Arctic fox in the front, controlling
with its paws
everything.
on the wheel. And he's saying to me, I don't know how to drive.
So it's stressful, as you can imagine, for both Jack and me as the handler.
As an example, my pet space is terrified of vacuum cleaners. I, as a human being, am fully aware that a vacuum cleaner cannot hurt me. It's not a monster. It doesn't want to eat me. It's just getting dirt out of the stupid floor. My pet space is screaming and trying to run away the entire time. What ends up happening, someone turns on a vacuum, and I am frozen in place, because half of me wants to just go about being human, and the other half is flipping the fuck out.
Which leads to me trying to chase away a Roomba, saying, "No, get away from him! Don't you eat him!"
He really thinks it's gonna eat him, you guys. Like, he's legit terrified of you guys' vacuum.
Wait, you say, does your pet have a name?
My fox's name is Pharaoh, and he's an asshole.
He is. I love him.
He said, "You can't be a red fox. We're a white fox." And then I said, "Okay," and I bought white gear. And then he said, "Guess what? In the summertime, we're a black fox." And then I had to buy more gear.
Nice.
So you're talking about buying gear. Is that an expensive thing to do?
It depends on where you buy your gear. I personally purchased a good portion of my gear from Paw Star, which the ears and tails each run about $20 to $30.
Is Paw Star a good buy?
For me it is, but I know for others that the headbands that their ears go on, the clips that their ears go on sometimes fall out, don't work very well. They suit me really well. Their tails go on a belt, or they also sell giant, like, really safe safety pins to hook your tail. I have a tail that I hook to the back of my clothes, because he freaks out if he doesn't have one.
Yeah.
So I have purchased 2 sets of ears and 2 tails from Paw Star, so it's probably run me around $80,
Which isn't bad.
which is not bad for good quality pet gear.
Okay.
My pet space is decidedly non-sexual, and I have actually never gotten to speak to a pet who is a sexual pet. So every pet that I've spoken to has not wanted to have plug tails or things like that. We're not the sexy kitties that you see on Tumblr, or the, foxes with face paint on that are getting, fucked from behind. That's not what
not
pet space
necessarily
is
everyone.
for us.
And I think that at least for the majority of the people in our community, I've never met anyone who had a sexual pet headspace either. But I could definitely say probably in our community, I don't think almost any of us are, right?
So that'd be
Maybe
the
one
difference
or two?
between pet space and pet play, maybe?
No, not necessarily, because with a lot of these things, there's a lot of people who are into BDSM that aren't into sex at all. There's no sexual aspect there for them. And so I think maybe that's one of the misconceptions, is that people look at that pet play, pet space thing as always being a purely sexual thing. And really, at least from my own experience, whenever I meet people, for most of them, it's actually not. That doesn't mean that there aren't people that are into that. That's totally fine, But at least I can say that for my fox, I'm super glad that he's not, because that'd be way awkward.
Super awkward.
The awkwardest.
I don't feel like I could consent to him doing stuff in pet space. That would be strange.
Yeah, I'd have a
for
hard
me.
time. I'd have a very hard time dealing with Pharaoh if he was just always like raring to go. I'd be like, maybe not.
Well, even from the sexual pets that I've seen places but never gotten to really talk to, it seems like it's just one small aspect of their pet play.
Yeah.
They learn tricks just like my pet space does. They learn, what they're allowed to do and not allowed to do, just like I do. They just have that added aspect of having commands that have them do sexual things for their partner, and usually it's for their partner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Precisely.
So, Ducky? We haven't really spoken to you. Do you have an opinion about pets?
I actually foster she's about a 2-year-old husky. She's had several different handlers over the last year or so. None of them have worked out correctly.
Your handlers generally change over that often, or?
It's just like any other relationship. If you find a play relationship that does not work correctly, it comes to a point where you're like, I think I'm done. So that's basically what's happened with her a couple of times now. And part of that was one of her last handlers deciding that she was going to be a sexual pet when her pet was decidedly really not sexual and just didn't care. So because of that, I now use different language with her. I don't use certain commands that when she was with this person, that was the command for a sexual act instead of just a play act. So I've switched up the language of how I'm training her, things that we do it slightly differently to avoid triggering those responses. Because she's a puppy. They're still ingrained.
I understand. Now, I saw you training with your pet the other day. And so your pet is going to be a rescue pet?
She is going to be a therapy and service pet.
Okay.
So just like in, out in the world, you see a bio dog that has a red vest on and is a service dog. She's going to get a lot of the same training. So for me, because I have people claustrophobia issues, one of the things that I've taught her is a guard position where she just sits in front of me, specifically between me and everybody else.
To protect you.
And to make it so that I have that bubble of space and I don't feel crowded by everybody around me, because that's what triggers my particular brand of claustrophobia, is just being walled in by people.
Okay.
And then I've also taught her a pressure technique, which is really good for panic attacks. So for some people, having, a deep tissue pressure is really good for panic attacks. I have her either kind of sit up in my lap and push her chest against my chest, or if I lay on the floor, she'll just kind of lay on top of me, just like a pup would if you taught them to do that command. She just sort of lays her her torso over me and just curls up until I'm okay and I can tell her to get up.
Okay.
And then the last one that I've taught her so far is sweets, because I have low blood sugar issues where my blood sugar can randomly crash. I've taught her the command of sweets. If I tell her sweets, her job is to go get another person. And she's non-vocal. So she knows she's not supposed to nip at people or pull at people's clothes normally. But if I give her that command, she doesn't have the ability to bark at somebody to get their attention. She will nip at their, the edge of their fingers or their arms or tug on their clothes a little bit because...
That's to get attention for you.
Yeah, she has to be able to get somebody to me without being verbal.
That's a very good pet.
She is extraordinarily smart and a breeze to train, but that means that she gets bored really, really, really fast.
Okay, so you
feel that.
So you said your pet is a husky, and you said that Pharaoh is a Arctic fox.
Yes, an Arctic fox.
An Arctic fox. How many different types of pets are there?
I've heard of pets ranging from your everyday German Shepherd, fox, dog, cat, to people who pet play as gorillas, which we have one in our pet den. People who even use griffins or mythical creatures that they pet play as. They just feel a connection with that.
Okay. So you said pet den. Is that an event in your local area there?
Actually, me and one of my previous handlers, because I've actually gone through quite a few handlers too, me and one of my previous handlers run the Bakersfield area pet den. January will be our 1-year anniversary of this event, and we never thought it was going to get as big as it did. We hadn't really met any other pet players in the city. Our first couple meetings, there was nobody else here. We were kind of worried. And then 1 or 2 other people started to show up. Pets started to come. And it got really popular as a place where people could come and sit and have casual conversation with kinky people while watching really adorable pets play with squeaky toys. So
great.
We grew exponentially in the last, I want to say, 3 months. Just out of nowhere, probably tripled in size.
Yeah.
And then I believe you all are working with one of the other pet dens.
Yes, we have a sister pet den in Fresno, the Fresno Pet Place, I believe is what they title themselves as. They came and did a Pet Play 101 and introduced us to structured pet play, safety, gear, how much water to have, how to check temperature, how to check paws, how to make sure everybody's doing okay, and really inspired us to create Pet Den here, which takes place on the 3rd Friday every month at our local headquarters.
And you don't have to be a handler.
And you don't have to be a handler, and you
Or a
don't
pet.
have to be a pet to attend, and it takes place from 7 to 9.
All right. So you said it's going to be the 3rd Friday. So what are you doing? Are you doing one for the holidays?
We are. We are actually doing a pet gift exchange where we ask that everyone who attend bring a pet-appropriate wrapped gift, preferably with what type of pet it's appropriate for written on the outside.
An important distinction there.
Because there are some toys that are specific to felines, some that are specific to canines. Pharaoh will play with any toy you put in front of him, but he does prefer squeakies and those really obnoxious, snorty pig toys that you can get at Walmart. Shameless plug here. He loves them. He
You
has
wanna get
4.
Pharaoh
He
a
wants
Christmas
more.
present?
Get him a squeaky chicken.
I believe you also said that there's a gorilla.
There is a gorilla.
Are you going to get the gorilla toy.
A gorilla appropriate toy. I'm pretty sure he already has an appropriate toy, though they do make some inappropriate noises.
For you listeners, you all know who we're talking about. It's our sometimes host and always roommate,
Sugar's girl.
Sugar's girl.
A real life squeaky toy.
I'm pretty sure she's asleep right now.
It's okay. Hopefully she'll listen to this and be like, they talked about me.
Feel the love.
And we're having stormtroopers walk through the house. So, yeah.
See, what we should have done is we should have played the theme as he was walking through.
Okay, next time he walks through, we need to all do what Brad just did.
Yes. Okay, so let's see here. Next on the list, next on this fun, super intensive list, we're going to talk about littles, because littles and pets kind of go together.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Hey,
In our
little
community.
bit.
Just a little bit.
So
Just the tip.
funny story about pets and littles. When I first met Brat, he knew that I personally identify as being a little. He's like, well, I have a great event for you. I'm like, oh, so it's going to be a littles event. Nope. He's like, no, I have an even better one for you. He's like, how do you like pets? And I was like, oh my gosh, I love pets. And he was just like, you're going to like what I bring you to. And so sure enough, to go there.
That made me sound very creepy.
Well, it wasn't creepy. It was more really cutesy because he's like, no, I got a good one for you, princess. It was really adorable. He was like wagging.
I've gained an accent as well. It's pretty great.
Like, yeah, so he brought me, he said, you should come to this event. I came there, and I loved it so much. I love pets. They're so great.
Wait, I just thought about it. So, does your pet have an accent? Is that what she was invoking?
No.
I hope not. His accent just kind of sounds like, and then we all have to try and figure out what he wants.
It's great fun to try to figure out that puzzle. I get to do it every time we let Pharaoh out. Like, what do you want? Why can't you speak English? And he's like,
All right, so
You could at least speak common. I'm just saying.
all right, so Princess, so then you are little.
I am.
All right, can you tell what is a little?
All the questions are for you.
Why are all the questions for me?
I'm sorry. Here, Ducky,
You go.
Okay.
what's a little?
A little is usually on the submissive side, though
Okay.
that is not always true. Most of us, especially once we hit little space, you can flat out walk up to them like you would a little kid and be like, "How old are you?" And we'll be like, "I'm this many."
So
If you could see the hands.
I would like to point out that all three of our guests just held up their hands to signify their age in Little Land.
yes, we have 2 4s and a 5.
I'm the 5.
Yeah, I'm 4. Princess just turned 4.
Yep.
I 5. Well, I'm not allowed to slap a table. They told me that.
Yeah, please don't slap the table.
Well done, child.
But yeah, there's lots and lots and lots of different types of littles. There's littles that are older, and we usually refer to them as middles.
Mm-hmm.
That's usually anywhere from 8 to teenage.
Okay.
Most of us that identify as a little are somewhere in the 3 to 7 range.
Okay.
And then there are diaper babies who are usually younger than 3. They're either in potty training or just flat out in diapers. And each individual little tends to have a different preference for how they want that to go.
Okay. So when you started discovering your little, has your little always been the same age, or did your little grow?
If anything, I think my little has gotten younger over the years.
Okay.
Because when it's definitely been a part of my personality forever. I've always, been cute and small and liked doing cute things and liked coloring and coloring books and liked my stuffies and stuff like that. But when I was younger and first starting out in the community, I didn't really put 2 and 2 together with that being a type of submissive.
Okay.
So, it took me a while to figure out my age range, and at first it was one of those, whoa, but I'm 20 something and I don't want to be too little. And then eventually, after being little for a while, you're just like, no, I'm 4. Unless I'm sick, and then I'm 2.
Yes, that seems to be pretty common because that also happens to me. I know someone who called it her dork self for a long time until she came into the community and was able to talk to other people and realized that little space was a thing that existed. To me, I more identify with the term age regressor because I fully regress to that age. I am a 5-year-old. I have a Pacis. I have sippies. I want to be taken care of, but I'm in that age range where I'm starting to become independent, can do some things by myself, but then we'll get halfway through it and be like, someone else do it for me, I'm too small. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that I am trans, and I started to develop my little when I started to transition, because I didn't get to grow up as the gender that I present as and as the gender that I feel that I am. Mm-hmm. And I think I created my little subconsciously to live that childhood that I didn't get to live, but he stays the same age.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Hey, Greedy.
Yeah.
Do you have any comments on this?
Honestly, this is an area of kink that I have very little experience in, and I don't feel I would have very much to contribute to this. Okay. I mean, I respect it. I appreciate watching it from a distance, but it's really not my kink, and that's okay.
That is okay. For the listeners out there, I am not a little. I'm a big.
Him's real big. Real big.
What'd you say?
I said him was real big.
Oh, real big. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Not a size joke. As far as what I do with the littles, much like a parental type role. Hey, child, please don't hurt yourself. Child, you're too small to do that.
Don't call mommy a whore.
As I say, it's like
call mommy a whore.
Okay, daddy.
Be quiet, Greedy. What were you saying?
Oh, I was just saying, it's like that's something that you tend to do to me a whole lot. I mean, even last night I needed scissors for something, and so I said, "Hey, I need the scissors," and he looked right at me and he said, "I don't think you're old enough for scissors," and I was like, "Oh, you're right." He's right.
It can literally take one comment to take you from saying, "Hey, I need some scissors," to "I can't use the scissors. I'm too small. You gotta do it for me." And then I painted you a picture, and I painted mommy a picture, and I hope he put it up in his room because he said he was going to.
It's not up yet, but it is in a place where I'm going to remember to put it up.
Okay, because I did it real special.
And I appreciate it, child. So, listeners, in case you hadn't caught on, in this dynamic, I guess, Greedy would be the father parental unit. I would be the mother parental unit. And we have our child unit.
It's me.
Ta-da! Yes, it's you.
Now, this began because
It's better to explain this.
Let's hear the story.
I had a considering dominant for a short while. It didn't end up working out. And in the time that I was with her, I took food to Greedy at work. It was totally spontaneous. Someone was like, Greedy is hungry. And so I was like, I'll just take him some food. So I carry it in. And Greedy's coworkers immediately are like, "Oh, your son brought you food." Greedy's response, "This is not my son."
It was the beard.
Not my child. And they were like, "But he looks just like you. He must be your son." They made us stand together so they could take a picture so they could show him that I looked like I was his child. So, in jest, I began calling him Daddy. Shortly thereafter, my considering dominant left me, and I was feeling really sad. And we were at one of our public events called Wicked Wednesday, and Captain came up and said, "Come here, Greedy. We have to comfort our son." And Ducky said,
Wait. That means Captain's the mommy?
So they have been mommy and daddy ever since.
And apparently it just stuck.
Yeah.
I'm proud of my child. Greedy, are you staring off to the distance for a reason?
He's
Keep
watching for
hearing things.
stormtroopers.
I'm watching for stormtroopers.
We gotta keep us safe. You're not gonna let them get us.
We just have to sing the theme music.
We'll throw hot sauce at them.
No, don't waste my hot sauce.
You could get it
You
back.
can waste these hot sauces. That's okay.
Yeah,
Here,
that's
here.
the hot sauces.
Give you
I
some-
caught it!
Give you some ammo.
Magic! It
Give you some
says...
ammo.
It says... Bun...
Sound it out, child.
Brr...
It's okay. It's okay, child.
Burrito. No. Mommy, read it.
Here, read this one.
Diablo.
My bad.
Daddy threw hot
My
sauce
bad.
at me and it fell on the floor. No, it says a thing.
Oh, that thing. Oh. Burning for you.
That's not very nice.
Here.
Are you done throwing around packets, Greedy?
They don't say nothing on them.
Here's one. Here's a good one for you.
Apparently he's not done throwing things around.
But I'm a 5.
Okay, yeah.
What the hell?
Crouch sauce.
Stop throwing things at me, Greedy.
Crotch sauce.
Daddy's got good aim.
Ugh. Ducky, you kind of told us about the types of littles. And Greedy is now assaulting our guest.
No, he's a saucing. He's a saucing us.
Assaulting our guest.
But that sounds dirty, Mommy. You shouldn't say that.
Then
I
Dad
think
shouldn't
you
be
tried.
doing
Wait. It is special sauce.
Greedy.
It doesn't
these
look
are
very
children.
special to
Stop
me.
that.
By the way, there is such a thing as sexual and non-sexual littles. And if you say sexual things around non-sexual littles, their little space flies out the door.
It's kind of like getting punched in the
I was
face.
bring that up as to what types of littles are there in regards to sexual and non-sexual.
For example,
Learn something new every day.
one time when I was in Little Space, Ducky said, "My phone's not working," and handed it to me. And I spotted her search history. And it was literally like getting punched in the face into adulthood. And it took me a while to calm my brain down enough to go back into Little Space. I did not want to know that about you.
Child. We'll talk later, but you're going to share what that was, right?
Yeah, you're gonna share that. That's necessary facts for us.
Sorry, Ducky. They're in charge.
Okay, so did we talk to you, Princess, about how long you've been a little?
You tried to. You didn't succeed.
Will you repeat the question?
So how long have you known that you're a little?
I have had an idea of it for maybe only the past 2 or so years, and that's when I first learned about it, and I was like, this might be a thing.
You could
Wasn't
hear
really
her
sure.
getting bigger as the sentence progressed.
Oh, that's gonna drive me crazy if I listen to this later. But yeah,
I mean, when you listen to it.
yes,
There.
yeah, when, yeah.
Ducky, just kiss her on the forehead.
No,
It'll fix it right away.
no.
As she tickles.
Hold on. Thoughts? Brain.
Commercial break. No.
For me, it wasn't really confirmed until after I came into this community, which is not very long ago. It's gonna be almost maybe 6 months ago because I'm fairly new. So
Nuh-uh. Lies.
Uh-huh.
You've been here a long time.
I know. Feels like we've been together forever.
So long.
Mm-hmm. But, yeah, I know. And then it's because, one of the great things about Brat specifically, he tends to make other people just immediately drop into headspace, whether, he's in his, pet space with Pharaoh, or even when he just goes into, like, his little space. That's kind of a good, he's kind of good to use as kind of like a litmus test, People, people fall into, if you think, I might be this thing, and you go around him when he's in that headspace, he will pull you down there violently with him.
You will know shortly.
Mm-hmm. You will know very, very quickly. And for me, the first party that I went to, where I kind of had an idea, I had an idea of enough of it that I was like, I had like that on my fet, like, oh, this might be a thing, I might change it later. And then, then the coloring books came out, and then he was there, and I was like, I'm 4. Whoa, I'm okay.
Well, weren't you 3 at that time?
I don't know.
No, she's just a very, very small 4.
Yeah.
A very, very small 4.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
New 4.
Right. So you were saying that Brad has both a very strong little and a very strong pet.
Yes.
So how much do littles and pets like intertwine?
Well, that's something that totally varies. We've discovered that it tends to work really well. Like I said, when I had an idea about the fact that after that party, in fact, I was like, oh, well, this is actually a thing, and I had been talking to a few people, and then specifically when I had been talking to Brad about it, he was like, I know something that you're probably really going to like. And sure enough, being around pets kind of brings me down into little space too.
Think about a little kid getting to go to a petting zoo or come hang out in a pile of puppies. It's a really similar experience to that for littles to come to Pet Den.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when you are handling Pharaoh, are you in little space at that point or no?
A little bit. I try. So it's a little bit.
Ducky, you have something to say on this?
She's usually there whenever this is happening. I try really hard to be big because he needs to be trained, but sometimes
choo choo.
but sometimes he brings.
You gotta talk in the mic, Ducky.
It doesn't work. No. It just doesn't. She starts out trying to be really big, and then by the end, we usually romp for around an hour, a little bit more.
What's a romp?
So we'll have a informal play session with my pup and Pharaoh, because they're both really high energy pets and they get bored really fast. So
we play well together.
They play well together. They need to constantly be stimulated and taught new things. If we waited just for the once a month romp, they would
insanity.
Yeah, they start to go a little stir crazy.
For a short while, when I had to wait for once a month things, I had some issues where my pet space would come out in public places, would just pop out, and suddenly I'd be a fox at Wicked Wednesday trying to steal people's food and throwing Mickey 80s straw around.
Or my pup accidentally had her pet space come out at work when a coworker really irritated her and she snarled at him.
Oh, wow.
So she
that puts us at risk.
Yeah.
In public.
Okay.
So she immediately texted me and was like, we need to play because I cannot be risking my job by lifting my lip at a coworker who is the only coworker that figured out that I have a pet space.
Oh.
And therefore, I don't want him ratting on me to management.
I understand that.
So, but yeah, when Princess plays with Pharaoh, she starts out really big. and then about 30 minutes in, she's
small.
4.
She's little. I am already a bit more of a switch, not just a bottom. So I tend to stay very much in my top space as an adult when I train my pup.
Okay.
Partially because a 2-year-old husky would demolish a 4-year-old.
Yeah, we've seen about 3-year-old handle a Tibetan Mastiff player.
It's great. We say handle
think
loosely.
think of a chow that's almost twice the size a chow would be, and that fluffy. And then picture a 3-year-old trying to control that.
It is just as great as it sounds to watch that happen.
It's so cute.
It's adorable.
It's the cutest thing ever.
Okay. All right.
As far as separation goes, for me, it's an entirely different game because I'm a little and a pet.
Yeah.
For me, a big struggle was figuring out I had a pet space at all. For a long time, I just thought that sometimes my little went nonverbal and bit the crap out of people.
Wow.
And I had a caregiver at the time who just considered it the same thing. She was just like, occasionally you just don't talk and you bite me and then you hide behind the couch. And I was like, that sounds like me, but it doesn't feel like me. So I don't really remember doing that in the same sense that I remember everything else I do in Little Space, which is already a little bit cloudy.
Yeah.
Instead, I would remember it in random bursts of images or textures or noises.
So, a question. So, you have you have a pet, you have yourself. Are these all 3 separate headspaces that exist simultaneously for you?
Yes.
Do they know of each other?
Yes, they do.
Mm-hmm. They take advantage of each other. Let's be honest here. Especially the mischievous little fox.
He comes out a lot.
He's the worst one. He'll be like, oh, you're littling out right now? But what if we did this? And then I'm already in Little Space, so I'm just like, no! Pharaoh, bring back Jack! No!
It's not as bad when he gets to play regularly.
Yeah.
When he
That's
comes
what he
out
gets.
and gets trained and gets to play regularly, he doesn't try to overtake me when I'm doing other things. But figuring out that there was a second headspace in there took going to the Pet Play 101.
Okay.
When I saw the other pets dropping, they pulled me down, and I realized what it was that I was doing. So separating the two was pretty hard, and I realized that all the things that not all of them, because I'm the biggest brat, but a lot of the things that my Little Space was getting in trouble for were things that my pet space wouldn't necessarily even get in trouble for, just normal behaviors for a pet.
Mm-hmm.
Just wasn't thinking about it.
Except the biting.
Except for the biting.
Except the biting. Okay.
Which he's gotten down to he plays with a lot of littles, so he's gotten it down to the baby corning, the little soft, rub his teeth against you thing that dogs do when they're itching you when you scratch them.
Right.
He's gotten it down to that when he's at Pet Den, surrounded by people, and he snuffles people in the ears, and he Billy Goats the gorilla.
Yeah.
Billy Goats the gorilla?
He chews his face hair and grooms him. And if you knew the gorilla, you would know that there's no mistaking him for anything else. That's a gorilla.
Yep, that's a gorilla in the corner of the room.
If Pharaoh notices that he's not quite gorillaing yet, he will just go over and start chewing on his face.
To make him.
And then pretty quick, there's a gorilla.
Good times.
So Pharaoh and the gorilla are the best of friends?
Very good friends. I'm pretty sure Pharaoh is the only pet that the gorilla will share his personal treats with.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
He's had other pets come up. He does not offer them to other pets, and he speaks in sign language, so he will sign that Pharaoh is a good boy.
Oh.
It's really cute, you guys.
Okay, all right. Well, that kind of tells us how they intertwine, how they mix up, and things like that.
Yeah, that really does.
The last topic that we have on the official list, Greedy, there's a party coming.
Yeah, there is a party coming.
Party. No butt plugs for gifts, you guys.
No.
Too many.
Not on repeated last year, you say?
No, and definitely not gender-specific ones, you guys. Stop with the gender specificness. No one wants a pink collar. Okay, somebody wants a pink collar.
Yeah.
Not all pet players want a pink collar.
Ah.
Yeah. Anyway, this is the Bakersfield Christmas Party. It's an annual event, and the Bakersfield BDSM Munch Group has been doing it for
years.
Lots of years. I'm not even sure which one this is, but it's a
You're 75.
It's an annual to-do that has already sold out. So sorry if you're listening before the Christmas party on the 15th of December. You're too late.
Yeah.
This is where bigs come in handy, because the big bought my ticket early.
That is true. That is true. So yeah, but it's a formal dinner party, and it's a lot of fun. We get together, we have dinner, we dance, we talk, we have a gift exchange. Yes, I know that's the highlight of your evening.
No, what I was going to say is, and then there's usually a theme.
Mm-hmm. This year it's Bollywood, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I cannot afford a Bollywood top, so
me either.
Mine should be here. It was.
What's a Bollywood top like? Do they like sing while they hit you? Like everything's a musical. They wear like sparkly clothes and their floggers like covered in glitter, and they're like beating you with it. It's Bollywood top.
You know, that would be hilarious to watch.
I think I would have a hard time getting into subspace if that was happening. I might just start giggling.
I think that would be cool. But yeah, it's going to be a hell of a lot of fun, and if you didn't get tickets, well, you should be envious.
You're shit out of luck.
Basically. Did you get a ticket for it?
Yeah, I got my ticket.
Okay, well then I will see you there. Ought to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it will be.
Either way.
So, I was just shown something. What was I shown?
So we were talking here in the background about what we were planning on doing for gifts this year for the gift exchange at the Christmas party. Mm-hmm. I was planning on putting in a piece of chainmail jewelry with a gift certificate for a custom chainmail day collar, because I do chainmail work. I especially love making day collars. I've made big, thick, chunky ones, really small, sweet, dainty ones. I make ones that you can put a lock on or a clasp on, or, you name it. I've done wallet chains. I've done bracelets. We've even done a couple of rings. We were also thinking of putting in...
Done a dick pouch.
Yeah, I did one of those too.
Did a what?
A dick pouch.
I did a CBT pouch with a leash.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God.
Was that for greedy?
No, that was not for greedy. that could be incredibly dangerous. I hope you have like a breakaway lead for that.
Oh yeah, it was one of those. The leash is only like 2 feet long, and it was meant to be used sitting down.
Ah, okay.
Sit down, tug a little bit.
As long as they understand that.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard stories about having a leash tied to your scrotum and then attached to another person's belt, and then one of the people fell and suddenly detached the scrotum. Yes.
Yeah, I think if you put that amount of pressure on a single one of these rings that would be holding it together, it would pop apart.
Yeah, they'd probably come undone.
It actually doesn't take a whole lot of pressure.
No. That's
I'm
true.
not talking about for rings.
No, I said I was having thought processes.
The other thing that we were thinking of doing is Brat and I do custom bejeweled Pacis. We were thinking of putting a gift certificate for a custom Paci as one of the gifts as well.
So a custom Paci, is that just Little's thing, or?
I do know a couple of middles who use them, and I know a couple of people who use them for their actual intended purpose, which is to stop people from grinding their teeth at night.
Oh.
They are orthodontic pacifiers for adults, and that was their original purpose before we integrated them into Little Space. Okay. It was just convenient that they started making them where they wouldn't, supposedly mess up your teeth and cause issues, and that sit in your mouth really well so that they don't fall out and you don't feel like you're constantly having to hold on to it with your teeth.
So you say you and Ducky do that. Is that a professional thing? Do you have a website that you want to pimp out?
We actually have an Instagram where you can see all of the custom pieces that we've made. I think actually we've made about 35 at this point.
Like that, but
it's
especially
pretty
between the ones that are up there that we made for ourselves.
Yes. So that Instagram is jack.ducky, DUCKY.pacis, PACIS on Instagram. and you can see all the decorations that we have available, all the different jewels and pearls that we have available. We have letter tiles, we have tiny little metal spike studs that we can put on them, and we do even occasionally make custom decorations out of polymer clay.
And approximately how long does it take you to complete one of those?
From the time that the order is placed, if we have the pacifier in the color that the order is for, it takes me less than 24 hours to complete an order.
Okay. All right. So how much would you be charging for one of those?
We charge $20 per Paci, and we charge a flat rate of, in this country. So in the U.S., we charge a flat rate of $5 for shipping if it's not somewhere local.
All right. So $25 for the most part to get a pacifier.
Yes.
Okay. Greedy, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm just reading through black cards to match them up to the white cards that our guest speakers gave in, and I think I've got some winners.
I'm scared.
Mm-hmm. I think you'll be very happy. Do you think we've pretty well covered all the topics then?
Well, we got through our entire list. We pimped out their pacifier business.
Woot woot.
Woo!
Princess, did you have anything to say?
No.
None of the pimp out for you?
She has one of the Pacis that I made.
I do, and it's absolutely wonderful. And I was getting up that I was like, I'm going to buy a whole another Paci, and then I'm just going to end up giving it to them to decorate again. So they are absolutely wonderful. And I was someone where I thought, to be honest, I was just like, yeah, I'm a little, but Pacis are super freaking weird, like who would ever uses, oh no, I'm into it.
I like that quick changeover.
That
That's exactly
seems to
how
be
that works.
pretty much how it goes.
That's basically my favorite thing about my Paci is that I snore. I'm really bad about snoring unless I have my Paci in. Then suddenly it opens up my breathing way enough where I don't snore. So my roommates are very grateful for it. So I'll be napping. It's happened before. I'll be napping in the living room, and my roommate Peter comes up. He's like, hey, here you go, and just hands me Paci. I'm like, oh, thanks. They're like, oh, he's so nice. And later on, I wake up and I'm like, wait a minute, so mean.
Tell them that we accept many different types of tribute, and they may send us gifts as they please in thanks.
They probably will. One of these times I'll be like, oh no, I lost my Paci, and they're going to be like, oh no.
Better buy you
Ducky, and we're
one.
going to charge for another one. We'll contribute. Merry Christmas.
Do you all have an Amazon wish list for things like that?
I do, but it has to be shared. I don't know how to plug that. I don't know how to be like, now read this really long URL and you type it in letter by letter.
Well, what you do is
Ask Awesome to tag it in the show notes.
well, that too. I was gonna say if you got one, make another one for the two of you combined.
Oh, and then we
Smart.
could put different
Yeah.
colors of blank Pacis, pearls, and decorations that we want for our shop. I'm pretty sure I do too, so we'll just combine them.
What was that, Ducky? You said you already.
I already have a wish list started for shop supplies. So blank Pacis. They just recently came out with glow in the dark ones.
I know, I want one so bad. If it falls out in the bed, you could find it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you guys have the little lanyards.
Oh, I do also make custom pacifier clips.
Yep. I think I've got several different kind of charms for the buttons. I've got several different kind of rhinestones and pearls.
Various colors of the pacifiers.
Various colors of the pacifiers, as well as colors of all of the bling that gets put on them.
We have a pretty good stock right now
Yeah.
of things, but we can always use more so that we can make all of your adorable little Paci having dreams come true.
And by the way, they really, 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 really help if you're a night grinder. I specifically started using just a blank one to sleep with. First because my teeth started falling apart because I was grinding them so bad at night.
Oh wow.
And since then, I have been able to stop a mass majority of my teeth just eroding.
This is good.
That is very good. Dental hygiene is a good thing.
That's what we do on this podcast, dental hygiene. All right. I think we've reached the end of the road.
Okay. Awesome. Closing comments?
Damn it, why'd you beat me to it?
Wait, I thought we were going to read the...
Oh, I'm
the
going to.
cards.
That'll be my closing comments.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now I see why you beat me to it.
That's why I beat you to it.
All right. Well, for me, it was very nice to have all of you on.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Thank you for being had.
Thanks.
Anytime, Daddy.
That's kind of creepy.
I'll give you my bedroom voice.
Yeah.
That's
Are
all
you
you're getting,
molesting our
though.
child?
No. Never.
No.
No.
I would tell someone.
Not negotiated. No.
Do not consent.
Jack, do you have any comments to close it out?
Make sure you keep your pets safe and your littles safer.
Ducky, do you have any comments?
Make sure that for pets especially, you check in with their handlers before you do things like give them treats, pet them too much. Like my pet doesn't really like being pet until she's introduced to somebody. So just check with the handler first.
We might bite you.
Yeah.
How about you, Princess?
If you have friends that are artists, you should always try to contribute to their craft and buy some of their work and support them. So since, two of my friends right here next to me are great artists, I definitely think that you should all probably check out some of their work and see if you're into it and definitely support them because they're pretty great.
Yeah, as opposed to spending $80 on a piece of wall art at Walmart that 500,000 other people in this world already have. Buy a one-time creation from a true artist. Support that artist because it's going to go and support them. It's a worthy cause as opposed to corporate greed.
Similar to the one-of-a-kind painting sitting on the mantelpiece of a girl with a D20 ball gag in her mouth that I painted for Greedy.
Which is fucking epic.
And
I am proud of sharing that one.
And also the
Except
other
with my family.
art piece we have over there from you.
Well, there's 3 of them in here. So
there's that
there's
one,
the
too, yeah.
lightsaber flogger held in the hands of a girl that's tied up, and then there is a nude woman with flowers tattooed all up the side of her body.
That is absolutely stunning, by the way.
And an adorable Christmas tree that I drew on the whiteboard, and that puts an ornament that's Pharaoh.
Yes. So you were mentioning they both do art. Do either of you have websites with your art on there?
Tumblr is a sinking ship, you guys.
We can't talk about Tumblr.
Tumblr is death. And I can't really talk about my Facebook one without giving you guys my legal name.
All right, so you guys need to produce a website just for your art. Then, okay? I mean, make your productions, make your products that you're offering to the public accessible, and give us a website that we can plug. Because
I do have artwork on my Fat Life, so anyone that's friends with me on Fat can see my art, and I do sometimes post it as public.
And what is your Fat profile?
Brat of Steel. All one word, no, I don't think it's...
No hyphens, no caps, no nothing.
Does it have hyphens in it?
I can't remember if that's...
Somebody's gonna check for me.
Yeah.
All right, while she's checking, I'm going to go through the submissions for Black or White tonight. So, the black card reads, comedy equals tragedy plus blank. Comedy equals tragedy plus John's Cabbage Patch face. I wonder how he's going to take that.
Well, I'll make...
You can ask him next time you have him on the show.
Oh, yeah, we will. Yeah. The next black card reads, aw, babe, your burps smell like... So, aw, babe, your burps smell like throwing a hot dog down a hallway.
No.
Wrong, huh? Finally, the last black card we're going to read is, all right, everybody, hold. Kelly, why is there blank on my stage? All right, everybody, hold. Kelly, why is there an Arctic fox with a squeaky pig on my stage? So, guests, I would like to thank you for your submissions, and we will be playing those in the next game night.
Next game night's not going to be till next year.
Yeah, January.
Mm-hmm. We found my username. It's brat-of-steel. I'm really bad at remembering things, guys.
I change it too often, that's why.
Fail.
Actually, I think I've only changed it like 4 times over like 2 entire years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
My
are just like, never.
my profile has been changed exactly twice.
And that was
the
an
one
accident.
time was the first time was absolutely not intentional. It was changed by the admins. The second time was changing it back to my name. So yeah.
Brad of Steel was too good to pass up, and it wasn't taken.
Understandable. Okay, well, if that's everybody's comments, then this is Greedy saying, "Don't break your fucking toys."
We won't come
You're
back.
stealing my tagline now?
Yes.
Dick.
What was mine?
Pralines and dick.
No. That's spent. We
That's
came
spent.
up with something else for me tonight.
It's like a limp dick.
You remember?
I do not remember.
Oh, me neither.
Well,
I guess
obviously
we'll
you're
have to.
unimportant.
Wow, your
All
face
right.
isn't important.
All right, listeners. Thanks for listening. Hope you have a great time. Go out there, play with your toys.
Keep your turd polished.
Polish your turds. That's what it is. Polish your turd.
Let's keep that turd polished.
Keep
that.
Keep
turd
that shit
polished.
tight, son.
listeners. That's what you have to listen to from Greedy. Shitty humor.
God.
1 bat, 2 bats, 50 bats, 4, 4, 4.